Should you give your child an allowance for doing chores or just to learn about money? Or should you give them an allowance at all? And what does this have to do with self-esteem and gratitude? We're going to talk about all that coming right up. Hi, I'm Holly McLean, the Mommy Answer Lady. I'm a certified parent educator, mom of 9, and author of the book and online course, How to Train Your Child to Behave. I provide step-by-step instructional videos to help you be the most effective parent you can be, and I have a new series, Parenting News and the Culture War, so I hope that you will subscribe and hit those notifications. So what's the purpose of allowance? Some say that it is to teach a child how to spend money. Teaching a child how to spend money is a good idea. But the problem is just giving them allowance doesn't teach them the two parts of money management that they need to know. One is how to earn it, and the other is how to spend it. And spending is part of also savings, because when you're saving for something that you're going to spend it on, whether it be emergencies or other larger purchases. If you just give a child an allowance without them doing anything to earn it, then they haven't learned both aspects of money management. Then also, when they earn the money, they need to understand what the value is of the labor that they give to earn it. So for instance, when you give them some kind of money for something they have done, it needs to relate to the amount of labor it took for them to do. The reason is because if you say, go collect the laundry and I'll give you $10, that doesn't explain to them and have them have a concept and understanding of the cost of labor and how much they should earn for their labor, because that's excessive. They aren't going to be able to take 5 minutes and earn $10 most of the time, right? That's not going to be reality for them. So whenever they're earning money, the money that they earn needs to relate to the amount of labor that they give so they can learn what earning money really is like. Next, you don't want to give them money for something that is to their own benefit. They can't go out in the world and earn money for doing something for themselves. They earn money by doing something for others. So if they are, for instance, taking care of the house, doing chores around the house and whatever, that's to their benefit because they live there. And so they shouldn't be entitled to get paid to take care of the place where they live. That's just part of life, and they need to learn that and not feel entitled to get paid for that. So I don't believe in giving money for chores around the house that they normally should be doing. I also want to suggest that when you're having them do the chores, that you call them family contributions. I heard this one time, and I did put it in my book and also in my online course, that to call it a contribution makes a child feel good that they are contributing to the household and to others. So I just want to mention, that's a good thing to do. So when a child earns money, they can learn how much that money means by the labor they give, and then how much it costs to buy something. They start to get an understanding of all of those things if they earn money for what is it reasonable to earn it for, and the amount of money that they're given for their labor is reasonable. Giving an allowance just because they exist is kind of teaching them an entitlement. They believe because they exist, they should be given money. And that's not a good lesson. If they're given money for their family contributions or chores around the house, then they also feel like they're entitled to maid service if they decide not to do that. Like, okay, I don't want to earn the money today, so I'm not going to do my part of the family contribution. So they're kind of feeling very entitled at that point. That's why I don't believe in just giving allowance. So let's look at the 5 things we need to instill in children about money. Number 1, explain that money is earned by working. If you teach your child that by working they earn the money, then they're going to understand what the value of that money is. Number 2, do not give money for doing expected contributions. Like I said, don't give the money for things they're expected to do anyway and that benefit their own life. When they do earn money, it should be because they are contributing something outside of themselves. Number 3, find extra jobs they can do to earn money not related to their regular responsibilities. So for instance, with my family, my children have their own family contributions or chores that they do around the house, but then there's some extra things that they do. For instance, they have a cat. One of them has a cat now, and so they might feed their cat, but the dog is really my dog. So I've allowed them to have the opportunity to get up early and take the dog outside and feed the dog too when they're feeding the cat, and then they can earn $1 for that. Now, that isn't a lot of money, but that's not a lot of labor, right? Another thing they can do is they can collect my laundry. They don't get $1 for collecting their own laundry because that's to their own benefit. But if they choose to collect my laundry and take it all downstairs, then they can earn $1 for their own labor for taking care of mine. So you can find other things that work with your family. What kinds of things around the house might be something that you would do and that benefits you, but that they could do for you and earn money? Number 4, teach about spend, save, and give. When your children get money, make sure they understand they don't want to spend it all right away. It's good to save some money. Maybe there's a particular thing that they want to purchase that has a bit of a bigger price tag. They're going to need to save their money in order to buy that. Also, we want to teach them to be giving. In our family, for instance, we taught them to give 10% of their income to the church. 10% at least give, save for a larger purchase, and then they have some to spend on something that they want right away. Number 5, encourage volunteerism. Even though you want them to find opportunities to earn money, you also want them to feel a sense of giving just to give, that they don't need to be paid for everything. For instance, we have an elderly neighbor who would have a very difficult time shoveling snow on her walk. So it would be something that my children would do is go over and shovel her walkway. They were trying to help her. Other times they'll go over and volunteer for other things. It's good to encourage them to be volunteers, that they don't have to earn money for everything. All of these things build self-esteem. A child is going to feel better about themselves when they know how to earn money, and when they buy that thing that they earned the money for, they feel better about themselves. Allowance doesn't do that. It doesn't build up their self-esteem for them just to be given money, but it does if they have to earn it. Then it also teaches gratefulness because they have an idea of what it takes to earn money. So then they recognize, hey, daddy or mommy or both, they work, and that brings that money in, and then that money is spent for me. And they start to have a sense of the world and how money works, and they begin to be grateful for the things that they have. So before we go, I just wanted to remind you, I do have a new series called Parenting News and the Culture War. I hope you will tune into that. It's also available on podcast, so you can just listen to it, or you can watch it on YouTube or Rumble. I hope you'll take a look at that. And also don't forget my book, How to Train Your Child to Behave, that is available on Amazon and also available in the links below. Also don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications bell. Parents, you can do this. We'll see you next time.